Good Monday morning, my friends. How are we all doing? It is Monday Morning Motivation with Chris Cook in Nashville one more time. And if you were wondering who the heck the guy with the crazy shirt is on your screen, if you were brand new here, my name is Chris, better known as Chris Cooking Nashville here on YouTube. I am a proper human diet recipe creator turned keto and carnivore influencer, apparently. And I love doing these motivational Mondays to help you start out your week with a great mindset, because we are trying to take care of our health. We are trying to change our lives, and we are trying to have some fun, some positivity along the way. And I've lost about 130 pounds doing this. My wife Ash has lost over 100, and we love spreading the message of how great a proper human diet focused on animal products, low carb, high protein, all of these things are. And guys, I have to tell you, I have made some amazing friends along the way doing this, and I'm really excited for you guys to join us today because I have one of those friends with me. We're going to bring her in just a second. Let us know you are here. Pop in the chat, say hello, especially if you're new. I'd love to know that you are here. Let us know where you are watching from, and get ready to drop your questions in the chat so we can try to get to hopefully as many of those as possible, because we have a very special guest today. I would like you guys to do me a favor and say hello to the amazing and the beautiful Jenny Mitich.
Oh, hello.
Goodness gracious. There she is on screen with me. Jenny, how are you this morning?
Oh, man, living the dream, Chris. How are you?
I'm doing the same. I mean, I'm online right now with the one and only famous Jenny Mitich, so I'm having a great day. So
I'm only slightly famous to people that eat carnivore. Nobody else knows who I am.
I think you're very famous. So guys, we're going to have a really, really good time talking with Jenny today. She has a fantastic story. She has a book. She has all this kind of stuff that we're going to talk about. So we will dive in just a second. Let's just say hello to a few people in the chat and give everyone time to tune in. And by the way, if you are watching and you know somebody who could benefit from all of the information regarding a proper human diet, be that keto or carnivore or any of these other kinds of low carb lifestyles that we are promoting here, you need to hit the share button and send that directly to whoever that is, because you guys know how it is. We can all tell people about it all day long, but if you don't make it easy to just click the link and drop in, sometimes people just kind of don't get around to it. And if we're going to help people, we got to get this right in front of them as easily as we can. So make sure to hit share on that. And besides, you're going to want to know where the share button is, because once we talk about all the cool stuff Jenny is doing, you're going to be like, well, I got to send this out to everybody. So You're going to want to know exactly how to do that. So let's see who we got in the chat. We got Carrie here. He says he's pulling the boat up to the live stream. What do you get when you cross an alligator and a GPS? Navigator. I like that, Carrie. Thank you for being here. Always appreciate your dad jokes helping us start the day. Lynn, 22QCat is here. One of the original Chris Cook in Nashville folks. Hi, Chris, Jenny, and everyone. Happy Monday. We got Aaron, average keto carnivore-ish guy. Good morning, all. Hello, Aaron. Rockin' Coach Amy. Good morning, Chris and Jenny. I already pre-ordered the book.
Yay!
Yes. We're going to tell the rest of you exactly how you can do that. Spoiler alert, it's in the description box for you, but we'll get to that. Sherry is here. Good morning, all from Southeast Texas. Hi, Sherry. And here's Shauna, air frying auntie, our lovely auntie. Good morning, all. Getting the rest of my stuff ready for work, and I'll be back. Well, auntie, you get ready and drop in as you can. We love you. Thank you for being here. And there is my mom. Mama Nashville is in the house.
Yes.
Hello from ISS. Hello to all.
Hello.
Yes. Blue Diamond Bill is here. What's up, my brother? Been busy the last couple of weeks doing house repairs at my daughter's. Jonesing for some Chris and Ash this morning. Well, I appreciate that. Ash wanted to jump in, but she actually has, unfortunately, an appointment with a Bose rep, actually, that she has to go talk to.
Well, that's a good appointment.
it's a really good appointment. She's doing some work with them, and she was like, you got to tell my best friend Jenny that I said hello, and I'm so sorry I can't sit in. She was so bummed she couldn't sit in with me.
I'll text her later. Boop, 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 boop.
Yes. And let's see. We've got Rick Charger Mopar. Hello from Miami, Florida. Now, I don't know, Jenny, if you've gotten to talk with Rick before, or if you've seen some of his stuff online, but he is one of the longest running carnivores in the community that I know
Really?
of. Yeah, it's been like 20 plus years or something like that.
Wow, amazing.
He's been carnivore for a very long time.
I
So,
love it.
really, really cool. Mrs. Newton's Big Family Big Noise is here, says hello.
Hello, hello.
And we have Debbie Purple Lovin' Nana here. Hello, Debbie. We've got Marty Crum in the house. Good morning, everyone from Middle Tennessee. Marty and his wife Paula were actually just here eating some of my recipes that I was photographing for my cookbook. So they were
Jealous.
just hanging out with us. Yes.
I've had the pleasure of eating in the Chris Cooking Nashville kitchen, and let me tell
Yes.
you, I want to do it again very soon.
We had such a good time. That was so cool. If you guys didn't see that, we did a Chicago style thin crust pizza, carnivore and keto style, and it was so fun.
It was fantastic.
We got to do that.
And then Chris was on my podcast, which was super fun.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. There's Rick from Twin Brook Acres. Greetings all. Hello to you. We've got Sherry Nevada Pup, Monday Morning Motivation, CCN fam. Here we go. Let's see. We've got Brian. Good morning, Chris and Jenny. It's good to see you, Brian. We're glad you're here. Peggy Kintner is in the house. Hey, Peggy. We got Kelly Ward. She says hi. Hello, Kelly.
Hello.
Richard Williams, our neighbor in Copper Tennessee, is here. Good to see you, my friend. And Laura is here. Good morning, Panama. Well, that must just be awful having to be in Panama today.
Oh, so terrible. Yeah.
Yes,
but it's like 80 degrees and beautiful.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine? It's gray and gloomy in Nashville.
Yeah,
so
it's cold and gray in the Chicagoland area. So.
Yes.
Winter is coming.
Yes, it is. And there's Dino Watson. Morning, guys. Let's see. Make sure we did not miss anybody here. All right, we are caught up on some comments and saying hello to folks. So, guys, we're going to talk with Jenny about a whole bunch of stuff. But if you have questions and you're like, I'm dying to know this about keto, carnivore, Jenny, what type of shoes she likes to wear, I don't know, whatever you can think of. Keep it appropriate, keep it respectful, but we will do as many of those as we can as we go. Before all of you guys jump in with questions, though, I would love for Jenny to share, in case you guys maybe haven't seen her stuff, or which if you haven't, you need to go to her link, which is in the description box, and go subscribe right after this live stream. But if you have not seen her stuff, or if maybe you're not sure what her story is, Jenny, just tell everybody about how you became the Jenny Mitich we all know and love, and the things you like to do.
Sure. So I came to the carnivore diet through my husband. He found Dr. Ken Berry's videos on YouTube, like so many of us do. And he brought the videos to me because he had already lost 130 pounds using keto. And he wanted to take it a step further. He probably had another 70 to 80 to lose. So he brought these to me, these videos, and said, hey, I want to try this. Will you do it with me? And I'm like, absolutely not. You're insane. There's no way. And I'm pretty sure Dr. Berry is a cult leader. But I still watched the videos with him over the next 6 months. For me personally, I had twin pregnancy and I gained 70 pounds. So during that period of time, I was still trying to lose those 70 pounds. And I was doing what we always start with, the vegetables and fruits and low fat and lean proteins and all that stuff. And I was not having a lot of success. I only lost about 20 pounds in the first year, which that is some weight, but I still had 50 pounds to lose. I was very overweight. And it was hard to stay consistent on that. Eating 1,200 calories, you can only really do that for a few weeks. And then you're just like, and you eat everything. And then you just start over. So finally, it got to the point where I had been watching these videos with my husband at night when we put the boys down. And I was like, you know what? I think I'm going to give it a try. I had been tracking my glucose with a continuous glucose monitor like I always do. But I had started it like 3 months before I started carnivore. I'm like, I wonder what will happen to my glucose. Because I love data. I'm a big data nerd. And I was also curious to see how much weight I would lose in 1 month because I've been watching these videos. Some of these people were losing like a ton of weight. I'm like, I came to carnivore for weight loss. It was pure vanity. I didn't really think there was going to be any improvements in anything else. So I started, and the first month I lost 8 pounds, which is the most I've ever lost with any diet ever. And then I also saw my glucose go from low 100s on average to the low 80s, like a significant drop and normalization in my blood glucose levels very quickly. So I was like, wow, there's something to this. So I kept going, did it another month and then another month, and now it's going to be 3 years on December 27th. So pretty amazing that it started as, I'm just going to do this for a month, and now I'm 3 months. I've lost 50 pounds. I have seen improvements in my mental health that I was not expecting. I used to have like hardcore anxiety and depression. I was diagnosed when I was 13. And I self-medicated for many years, drugs and alcohol, but then, got clean and everything. But I had always had a prescription for anxiety meds. And when I started carnivore, was within the first couple of months. I don't get anxiety anymore. I don't even have that prescription anymore. It's amazing because I suffered with that most of my life. I've seen improvements in my oral health. I used to have bleeding gums occasionally, no more. I've seen improvements just across the board with like skin, hair. And then, it's so funny that I came to carnivore for losing weight and I saw just so much more, so much more, building more muscle. And it's so simple. It's so simple. So my husband and I have both been on carnivore for 3 years now, almost. And it kind of turned into my job because I already had a YouTube channel and I made a couple of videos about it. 2023, I did a 30-day and a 90-day carnivore update video. And they both blew up. So then my channel just evolved from a twin mom lifestyle channel over to carnivore. And now this is what I do for a living. I'm a carnivore educator, metabolic health educator. And I do N-of-1 experiments, recipes, carnivore, how-to videos and things like that. I answer a lot of people's questions because I get the same comments and questions over and over. So then I'll make a video about it. And this is what I do now. It's amazing. I love it. I love my job. I love going to work every day. And I love helping people. So this is great. I love it.
I absolutely love that. It's really cool, I think, in this community when you hear people's stories of how they come to this or the random ways that we find carnivore. And it is always, it seems, someone who is in proximity to us that says, hey, you should do this thing. And we think it's crazy because we look at it and we go, well, this is ridiculous, right? This is it because it's so different than what we have been told our entire lives. And then you actually dig into the research and you actually understand what's going on. And suddenly it's like, oh, well, wait a minute, that actually makes a lot of sense. And then if you just kind of step over that line and you're like, well, I'll just maybe try it. Like you just kind of, get a little bit of that encouragement, you do it. And suddenly your whole body and your brain and everything starts to change. And it's like it wakes up and like we become the diehard carnivore preachers almost, right? Like we just love talking about it. And it's, I think it's interesting. I was actually going to pull this comment up. Because folks, we have to make sure we're critically listening because Donna said, I object to her saying Dr. Barry is a cult leader. I'm out of here. Okay, so Donna needs to take a big deep breath because Jenny did not say he's a cult leader. She said he sounded like one when she first heard about this.
Well, and when you start, that's what it sounds like. We seem like cult leaders to some people too. It's a joke.
Yes, absolutely. It was a joke. And Dr. Barry is not a cult leader, but the thing is, the reason I brought that comment up is because, one, I don't want anyone to misquote and misunderstand what Jenny is saying, but two, this is actually the exact same thing Ash thought, right? She heard about this when I started looking into carnivore and I was watching Dr. Barry videos and I told her about it and she's like, this sounds like a cult. Like this is so, because people are so convicted in their own lives by the change that this creates that they want to tell other people about it. And it's because we all live in a society where everything is being marketed and everything's being sold and everybody's telling you this is the miracle cure. And so when you talk about it, and understandably, we become pretty evangelical when we first find this. And so you tell people about it because you're so excited to share this knowledge that you now have. And a lot of people feel like this sounds like a cult because we've been sold a terrible bill of goods in so many different places our whole lives. So yes. So for anyone that is watching, Jenny does not think he's a cult leader. I do not think he's a cult leader. But
Dr.
when we
Barry is great.
come, he's an amazing person.
Yeah,
Like
he's
he has
so
literally
nice.
saved so many of our lives. The two of us
Yes.
on screen here, either directly or indirectly. So I just wanted to mention that. But I think it's so cool that you have found this not just life changing thing, but it's so life changing for you as a person that you then turn into someone who is using it to help change the lives of other people. And I think that's really, really cool. So what is like the most rewarding part of this for you? Because I'm sure you get the messages that just make your day. And I would love to know, like, what is the rewarding part of this that just keeps you doing this every day?
I mean, yeah, with the messages that I get on Instagram or just YouTube comments, whatever, the people that I see in person at like Meat Stock or different conferences or things like that, that talk about like this video I watched from you completely changed my life. I've reversed type 2 diabetes. I'm off all my medications. I'm improving my health in whatever way. They can finally do what they want to do with their life. Because, life, who cares if you live until you're 100 if you're not healthy for the last 40 of it, right? We want
Mm-hmm.
health span, not just lifespan. So that's the most rewarding part for me, is just hearing all these stories and how people are taking what I and what you and what so many other creators put out there and using it. Because, I can create a video and the person can watch it, but they have to do the work. And I love seeing that, people that are motivated to change and to improve their lives. So yeah, it's this job, what I do is so fulfilling to me every single day.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, absolutely, and I'm right there with you on those things. I think this is something that Jenny and I have talked about, where it's like you do this stuff and you see the real impact this has in people's lives, and it's hard to not just dive in even deeper the next day when you get those messages and you realize this is changing lives. And we've seen this explosion of keto and carnivore online, which is why Jenny and I are both here, because we're doing a thing that matters in our own lives, and then suddenly all these people find us online because everyone's looking for this. So I know that you were doing YouTube stuff, right? You were doing like the twin mom channel thing and this kind of stuff, and it sort of moved over into carnivore, and so you've had this pretty expansive YouTube experience, like being a YouTuber and understanding like all these different ins and outs. What is that like for you to sort of be the YouTuber, be the influencer? How do you feel about all that?
I mean, it's kind of surreal, honestly. I mean, I've had a YouTube channel in one way, shape, or form since 2020. So
Mm-hmm.
this is actually my fourth YouTube channel. I have one, two, three. I think I have four or five. Four. But it's wild, when people ask, "What do you do for a living?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm a content creator. I'm a YouTuber." People are kind of like, "Huh?" A lot of them, the younger kids, are like, "Really?" Because everybody wants to be a YouTuber when they're young.
Right.
But it's interesting. It can be hard, as you know. There are a lot of people just there's not a lot of bad commenters, but there's some
Mm-hmm.
negative commenters, and that can ruin your day if you let it. I have
Mm-hmm.
definitely built up my walls around myself for those type of comments. Now they kind of just slide off me, but in the beginning it was a lot, because when you have videos blow up, you've had a few blow up. Um, People come out of the woodwork, not your
Mm-hmm.
normal viewers. Like if you're getting, hundreds of thousands of views, it can be a little crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just something you have to learn to navigate.
Yeah.
And then there's the behind the scenes stuff with thumbnails and titles and SEO and all the stuff that goes
Mm-hmm.
into it. Basically, I mean, unless you are a huge YouTuber, you're doing all of this stuff yourself. I
Right.
mean, I did everything myself for the first like year and a half. I finally was making enough money to where I could pay an editor and
Mm-hmm.
then make no money, but the time, it was worth it. It was worth it,
Mm-hmm.
and I was able to grow more. But yeah, if you're not a YouTuber and you don't know what goes on behind the scenes, it's a lot of work, man. You do
Yeah.
everything, everything.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, Jenny and I have commiserated with each other over this as YouTubers, because, and I think it's such an interesting thing in this community, because when people see the videos we put out, the recipes we create, all of this, it's like, it looks like, oh, that's a 15-minute, video, a 10-minute video, whatever, 20 or 30 minutes worth of work, and you put out a video and it's great. And it's like, man, I wish it was like that. But it's so in depth, and it's the evidence of how much this matters to us is so much more apparent to people when they see the process that goes into it. Like when Jenny was here, she already knows all of this, but when she was here and we were filming that video, and then it's like, of course, I do all my own editing still, and all this kind of stuff. And we were talking about that, and it's like, man, if people saw the behind the scenes of what this is like to film and edit and post and work the algorithm and understand social media and market it and create thumbnails, and I mean that doesn't even include creating the recipes themselves, and
Right.
these different things, like it's a labor of love because of how passionate we are about this changing our lives and changing the lives of everyone who watches our channels. And I just think it's really, really cool. And the thing is, I have to tell you guys, I think this is kind of a funny story. So I met Jenny in person at Meat Stock this past year, and that's the
Yeah.
first time we ever met in person. And I've told her this, and I remember I told Ash this that night when we went back to our little condo we were staying at, and after we had met you that day. And I said I was walking through the sort of the main area of Meat Stock, and I went walking past Jenny. She was standing back in this corner, and she was like, "Chris Cook in Nashville." And so, like, I got to meet her in person, and I told Ash, I said, "I've watched Jenny for a long time. I didn't know she knew who I was." And and it's so weird. It's like we watch each other, but until we
Yeah.
actually meet in person, we don't realize that we've
Oh
learned from
no.
each other, and
I told my
it's
husband
really
that too.
cool.
I said, "Hey, Chris Cooking Nashville watches my videos." I was like, "What?" No, because how would I know that?
Right.
You know, you don't,
Right.
the people that you've watched for a really long time, you don't realize that they may be watching your stuff too.
Mm-hmm.
It was wild. Meat Stock is
Yeah.
amazing. If anyone out there is not yet signed up to go for next year, you gotta go. It's going to be
Yep.
huge.
Absolutely. It's going to be a good time, and Gatlinburg is such a beautiful place to get to hang out for something like that. Ash and I, we got engaged in Gatlinburg. We love
Oh,
Gatlinburg. We go to Dollywood all the time. It's one of our favorite places. So if you guys
I
are
know.
looking for something to do, you can come there and be a part of
Yes.
Meat Stock, and Jenny and I will both be there.
Yes.
So,
Yes,
it's
we
going to
will.
be, yes, it's going to be a good time. So now, one of the things that I found out after Jenny and I met was she was talking to me about how she talked with a publisher about my channel because she was working on writing a book with this publisher. And
Oh,
I
there it is.
have an advanced copy of it right
Of my
here.
book.
Look at this. Look at this. This thing is incredible, by the
Thank
way. I
you.
have not gotten super deep into the reading, but as I have been
It's a
thumbing
lot.
through and enjoying, all of the different sections of this, just at least on surface level, I've been looking through, and there is so much information here. There is so much that people are going to benefit. So, Jenny, I would love for you to tell us this. So it's called Complete Carnivore, and it
Correct.
says achieving better health through a meat-based diet. And so you have
Yes.
guides and tracking strategies, and there's meal plans and recipes. This is, you kind of said to me, it's like carnivore encyclopedia. I would love for you to just
Exactly.
walk us through the complete carnivore mindset and just tell people like what
Sure.
this is and why they need to go pre-order right now.
Yeah, exactly right. So there's only what, like 8 days left of the pre-order period or something like that. It comes out on
Right.
November 4th. So, and if you pre-order, let's just tell them they get a
Mm-hmm.
bonus PDF that has 2 additional recipes in it and a bunch of extra like guides, supplement guides, blood work guide, and
Mm-hmm.
all this extra stuff. All that info is in the description as well.
Yep.
So that's just for people that pre-order though.
Yep.
So this book, I envisioned it like the encyclopedia for the carnivore diet. So after doing YouTube for about carnivore for 2 years now, I've learned a lot and I've answered a lot of questions. And it seems like the same questions pop up, especially
Mm-hmm.
obviously for beginners when people come to the carnivore diet. And I know when I came to carnivore, I was like, I watched Dr. Barry's videos, but I didn't really watch any others. And if you don't watch all of them, the information can seem disjointed, right? So I wanted to make
Mm-hmm.
sure that I could maybe get it all into one volume. So this is what that is. It starts off with my story, and then it talks about kind of like Carnivore 101. What is the carnivore diet? Why is this an appropriate way for humans to eat? And then it dives into a starter guide, a complete in-depth guide to the carnivore diet. So this chapter 2 will walk you completely through how to get started, what to eat, meal plans, carnivore on a budget, grocery lists, and things like that. Then it comes over to the carnivore timeline in chapter 3 that kind of talks about like a little bit more detail. So, when you come to the carnivore diet, you're just told, okay, let's just eat until you're comfortably stuffed, animal foods, meat and animal products. But some people need a little bit more detail than that. They want to know, how much protein should I eat? What should my macros be? How many calories should I eat? And all that kind of stuff. So chapter 3 kind of dives into that nitty gritty if you really want to dial it down and like what macro levels work for what people and that kind of stuff. Hydration, fasting, stress management, all that kind of stuff. How much fat should you consume? And then like chapter 5 is all about troubleshooting. Because we always run into issues on carnivore. And so I've taken every single issue that I've ever experienced on carnivore for myself and for my viewers and people that have asked me questions and put that into the troubleshooting chapter. This chapter is really, really in depth. It talks about the problems, but it also gives you solutions. Because I hate it when you're like, oh, this happens, but then no one gives me a solution. It's like, well, what's the point? I want to know how to fix it. So helps you to dial in different things, different issues that you run into on carnivore. Chapter 6 is a carnivore FAQ. So all of the common questions that I get on YouTube are all there. And that's divvied out into like food and drink related, metabolic health questions, and then like miscellaneous. Then it dives into carnivore myths, which is, the different myths that always come up on carnivore and how to address those. You need carbohydrates to survive. Fiber is required for health. Carnivore is unsafe. And it kind of addresses all of those types of things. And then chapter 8 is special. This one is a monitoring your progress chapter. So this one dives into blood work, DEXA scans, ketones, continuous glucose monitoring, different things that you can use to monitor your progress. Because if you're not measuring something, it's very hard to kind of see your progress along the way. A lot of people use weight, maybe measurements, but I also think it's important to get blood work done at least once a year so you know what's going on under the hood. So when I first started carnivore, blood work videos weren't very popular on YouTube. Now they are. But it was really hard for me to figure out like, what should my A1C be? What should my triglycerides be? Blah, 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 blah. So I had to do a lot of research on that. And blood work is one of my very favorite topics. So I put a lot into this chapter. And the blood work is for both United States and international units. I have both in there because I have an international audience as well. And I didn't want you to have to do the conversions. So then it dives into the whole second half of the book is recipes. So this is the first half of the book is all that stuff. This is its own book. And then the second half of the book is 80 carnivore recipes. And these run the gamut from like strict carnivore, so just meat and, salt or things like that. And then it goes all the way down into the least strict version of carnivore, which includes dairy and spices and things like that. There are some recipes in there that have some sweetener in it, but that's always an optional thing. You do not have to add the sweetener if you are not doing that on carnivore. But I wanted to make sure I had recipes and options for everybody, because a lot of people are coming to carnivore for sugar addiction related stuff, but a lot of people are coming to carnivore just for general metabolic health improvements and to lose weight. So I didn't want to leave them out. And like for me, for example, I can't really do conventional dairy, but I can do raw dairy. But my husband can do dairy just fine. So like some of these recipes are things that I would make for him, but not for me. It's got to be well-rounded enough, for everybody. So that's the book. It's huge. It's a lot, but this will be good for people on day 1. It'll be good for people on year 15. Everybody will be able to find something they can use in this book. So that is Complete Carnivore.
I absolutely love that. I absolutely love that. We talked about, as when you were here and we were filming, we were talking about how you were really excited for this book, and you were telling me a little bit about the process and just sort of the thought that goes into this kind of thing. And I think it's funny, probably the biggest request I have had on my channel for the last 2+ years that I've been doing this now is, when are you coming out with a cookbook? When are you coming out with a cookbook, right? And so, Jenny and I were talking about this, like, the process of creating something like this and going through writing and editing and the design and layout and the marketing aspect, and you take the pictures, like
Yeah.
all these different things, like it is such an amazing accomplishment to create something like this, to go from this thing doesn't exist in the world to it does exist in the world is such a process. And I for one am so proud of being friends with someone who has done something so incredible as to
Thank
create
you.
this book. And the like I said, I haven't gotten as deep into it just because I'm in the process of writing my own book right now.
Yes.
But
You're a little
as I have
busy.
time, I want to, yes, just a little. But as I have time, I want to really dive in deeper, because as you said, this is a book for people who are day one trying to figure out what carnivore is, and
Right.
this is a book for people who are 15 years in and trying to hone their skills and sharpen the point and be even more resolute and more confident in this. And I think that this is a book that anybody who believes in a proper human diet of any spectrum, even if you're keto or any of this, you
Sure.
can still learn
Oh
so
yeah.
much from a book like this. So if you guys are still slacking, you got to go to the description box down below. All of the links are in the description box of where you can pre-order this right now. You need to go pick this up because, one, it's extremely important for a first-time author for pre-orders, because if you want to get information out there to help people, you have to convince the business world that your information is helping people and that people want it. And pre-orders are a signal in the business world that what you're doing matters, and it helps get that information to more people. So as a community, we do this together and we support each other. And one of the best ways you guys as viewers can support Jenny right now is to go pre-order Complete Carnivore before it comes out, because then on release day all those pre-orders drop into the system and they go woof, and everyone goes, wow, this book's a big deal.
Right.
And that then reaches hundreds of thousands and millions of people all around the world that need this kind of help. So that's why it matters so much that we support Jenny in the work that she does, and she's doing so much that is helping people. So please show your support and go pre-order that at one of the links below. Whatever makes you happy, they're all down there in the
Yes.
description box. Go double check where all those places are and go pre-order Complete Carnivore. It's going to be
Yes.
a really big wave, I feel like, is going to hit the community as soon as this book drops. Just looking through what I've been able to look through, it is fantastic. So
Thank
now I
you.
have to ask, because as I'm sitting here, look, I mean, I'm a chef, right? You and I have talked about food
Yes.
at length because of these kinds of things. So I'm looking at these incredible looking photos, by the way, these
Oh,
amazing
thanks.
recipes that are in here. I mean, like, I'm just looking at like pictures of things like pot roast, and I'm just like, oh my
Yes.
gosh, that looks so good. So I'm curious, are there any favorite recipes in this book, or
Oh
any
yeah.
specific ones that you're like, oh man, if I could give anyone a reason to buy this book, this one or three or 20 recipes would be
Yeah.
the reason.
There's a lot. So I've been making some videos lately of the recipes, just, complete. People
Hmm.
can check out my channel and see some of the recipes from the book. I'll be doing a few a month for the next few months. I
Right.
just did, okay, so this recipe is called, where are you? It is my carnivore ice cream sandwiches. So let me tell you the story behind these. So we have in the book a, why am I not finding? There it is. We have a cottage cheese flatbread that is just in the
Okay.
bread section. And I'm like, okay,
Hmm.
I wonder if I could make this sweet. So I did like a cinnamon one with a little bit of allulose in it. And I'm like, ooh, this
Hmm.
is real good. So then I already had a carnivore ice cream recipe. So I'm like, let's see if I can make ice cream sandwiches, because I grew up with ice cream sandwiches. My dad
Hmm.
always had tons of junk food in the house. He loved ice cream sandwiches, and I'm obsessed as
Right.
well, but I can't eat them with the gluten and the regular dairy and all that kind of stuff. So I made my own with the cinnamon cookie first. Holy smokes, it was
Hmm.
amazing. And then I made it with chocolate. I did a chocolate version. Oh, just remarkable. Like these,
Yes.
so like for some people, they can't do sweeteners. You don't have to do
Mm-hmm.
sweeteners in these. You can just do the ice cream and
Mm-hmm.
the regular cookies with just like the cinnamon or the cacao in it, and it's still so good. So, so good. And for some people, that's like the ticket. That's like, I can't do carnivore if I can't have ice cream. Well, you can, because you can make carnivore ice cream. So that one was like totally out of nowhere, and it was this one. Amazing.
Yes, I
As
saw
far
that video the other day. I was getting so excited. I was like, "Oh, Jenny's getting it right now."
It's so good, dude. So good. And then I love, because Thanksgiving is coming up, so I'm actually doing a video, finishing it today, turkey Alfredo. So this one
Oh,
is a great way to use up leftover turkey, just because
okay.
we always do sandwiches, right? But man, this one's so good. Completely carnivore. The noodles are carnivore.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is. And it doesn't spike your blood sugar at all. You don't feel that crash afterwards like you do with regular pasta. It's
Right.
like, so good. I love that recipe
Yeah.
too. But yeah, there's tons of
Yeah.
goodies in here.
I love that. I
Tons of
love that.
goodies.
I think that's so cool to like, get this turkey video out pre-Thanksgiving here because, it's so funny. Every time we talk about Thanksgiving food, it always hits me. Everyone talks about, being so sleepy after eating Thanksgiving dinner
Right.
and they're like, "Oh, it's the tryptophan and the
Right.
turkey." And I'm like, "No, I think it's the 375 grams of carbohydrates you just ate and
All the
now you're putting
shug.
pumpkin pie on top of it." And it's like, it's like I think your blood sugar went whoop, and then I think it went like that as your insulin took off, and it's like I'm pretty sure that's why you're sleepy. But yeah,
Exactly.
it's so cool. That turkey Alfredo sounds like a great way of doing
Dude,
that too.
it's so good.
I'm preparing a really big like wild turkey Thanksgiving themed video that's coming up. I'm probably
Sweet.
gonna have a bunch of extra turkey, so I'm gonna have to now that
Wow.
I have my copy of
There you
Complete
go.
Carnivore, I'm gonna have to try that recipe.
Do it. Do it. Let me
Yeah.
know how it goes. I'm doing a complete carnivore Thanksgiving series with 4 different videos. We just did a spatchcock turkey
Okay.
yesterday. We're
Yep.
going to do gravy, carnivore gravy,
Mm-hmm.
the turkey Alfredo, and then turkey sandwiches 2 ways with chaffles and cloud bread.
Oh, I love
So
that.
stay tuned for
I
early
love
November.
that. I love that. And you also said something that really stands out to me. And because I mean we have talked about this. People who watch my channel know how passionate I am about this, but you were like, for some people that ice cream is the ticket, right? It's like
Yes,
I can't do carnivore because I can't have my ice cream sandwich. And it's like, well, actually, yes, you can.
you can.
And I know when I started doing my channel, and maybe you've experienced the same thing. When I started my channel, I had all these people that were like, "Why are you doing this? Why would you do these recipes? This isn't what carnivore is. Carnivore is not about recipes. Eat a steak and get over it." And it's like, and that was kind of the thing. And I get the point that they're trying to make, where it's
Sure.
like, do
I
you
do too.
need these recipes to live? No, absolutely not. None of this is necessary to do carnivore. And if you don't want to do the work of it and you don't want to buy the ingredients and whatever, that's fine. Go eat a steak and call it a day. That's fine. But there are so many people that have not fully bought in to the idea that carnivore may help. And when you're trying to say, listen, if you just give it a try, right? Just consider that maybe this could help you. And they try it. And even if it's not the cleanest, most elite version of carnivore, they can have massive metabolic health
Yes.
improvements because they try it. And it's like even if they're using the sweeteners and even if they're using extra dairy and all this kind of stuff, it's so much better than the standard American junk that they've been eating. And it's like things like an ice cream sandwich may be the thing that makes someone feel like, you know what? I can eat beef and burger patties and chicken and all this stuff with salt and nothing else like 5, 6 days a week. But 1 or 2 days a week, I want some special stuff that makes me feel like I'm not going to lose control. And things like Jenny's ice cream sandwich, that's the thing that might encourage someone to step over that line and give carnivore a try. And they can deal with how strict they want to be later,
Sure.
but just convincing them to give this a shot is so important. And I think that's why both Jenny and I are so passionate about doing these videos. We do recipes and we talk about N=1 experiments and all this kind of stuff because there are people that just need help. And I think that's what I'm really noticing as you're talking about this, and as I look through the book and the different sections and the recipes and the info, it's not just about like, oh, let me show you how to do an ice cream sandwich. It's about, let me give you information that convinces you why this is okay for your body to do, and then let me give you tools that makes that transition easier, so when you try to do this, you're not white knuckling it the whole time. You're not just
Right.
trying to hang on and survive. So when you started carnivore, were there, like, did you have that experience? Did you feel like there were recipes or things you could make that made it easier for you to transition, or were you just kind of jump in with the beef and you're good to go?
Well, I mean, I'm boring, so I do eat like 95% of the time just beef, butter, bacon, and eggs. But when I started carnivore, I found Dr. Lisa Wiedemann's channel. I
Mm-hmm.
found it was the Primal podcast now, but Rena, is that her name? From 5 Minute
Mm-hmm.
Body. She had some
Yeah,
great
yeah.
recipes. And then Anita from Ketogenic
Yeah.
Woman, found
Yep.
her stuff. And I would throw stuff in. Yeah, it was very helpful. You
Mm-hmm.
know, I find it okay. So if our goal is to help as many people find metabolic health as possible, we have to cast a wide net. So it boils down to, why are you doing carnivore in the first place? If you are very
Mm-hmm.
ill, you have a severe autoimmune condition, and you have to do the strictest version of carnivore, amazing. Do that and heal. But you don't necessarily need to do that forever. The point is to find the healing. And then you can hopefully start to reincorporate some other things and maybe do dairy or other things. Or some people even go
Mm-hmm.
to like keto, which is just as good for a lot of people. A lot of people can
Mm-hmm.
do keto. It's awesome. So, you know, when I think about it, I'm trying to get as many people to an optimal baseline level of health as possible. And if an ice cream sandwich is going to be the thing that gets somebody to be like, you know what, I'm going to do carnivore, and they do it, and
Mm-hmm.
their type 2 diabetes goes away, and all of their blood work normalizes, and they have a healthy life, and they can
Mm-hmm.
hang out with their grandkids, awesome. If that
Yeah.
same ice cream sandwich is going to send somebody down a carb spiral, you know,
Mm-hmm.
a binge of 3 months, then don't eat the ice cream sandwich. You know
Absolutely.
yourself. You know yourself, and you know what you can tolerate and what you can't. But
Mm-hmm.
the world is not black and white. You know, there are people of all shades of gray in different experiences around us, and we have to help every single one of
Mm-hmm.
them. So there's a point of personal responsibility comes into this. You know, I'm going
Mm-hmm.
to create content and get it out to as many people as humanly possible, because I'm trying to help as many people as I can. But then you,
Mm-hmm.
as the viewer, it's your responsibility to take what I create or not take it. And some of these
Mm-hmm.
recipes aren't for everyone, and that's okay. That's okay. We can all still be
Yeah.
friends. That's
Yeah.
how it works. That's how it works. So yeah, I think
Absolutely.
there's just a little bit of understanding that needs to occur in that. But yeah, I get the
Yeah.
carnivore police on my channel sometimes. It happens.
Sure. Yep, yep. I think all of us
Yeah.
who try to do this kind of stuff, we haven't had experience with it. I actually did a live stream last Monday about this, and I was talking about this idea of a magician will watch another magician do a trick, right? And the average person who knows nothing about magic will look at the magician doing the trick. And if they see the magician do a move, right, they see something that was supposed to fool people and that one piece doesn't fool them. Even if 90% of that trick they can't explain how it was done, that 10% that they think they know better, they'll say, oh no, the trick doesn't fool me. But the magician who actually understands how hard it is to do this stuff, they'll see 90% of how that trick is done because they themselves know how all this works. And if there's a little thing that fools them, there's a move they don't know how it's done, there's something they don't understand, there's something that does truly catch them off guard, they will say the trick fooled them. Even though 90% they can explain, they can't explain that last 10%. And it's where the magic happens is in that 10%. And people who do this understand that. And so my live stream, I was talking about how we as a community, we want to support each other because our 10% may be different. We may not always understand that 10%. Even though we know the 90, we respect the 10% because every person's 10% is where the magic happens for them. And it's really important, I think. I loved what you said about, like, there's a personal responsibility thing here to do the research, to do your N=1 experiment, and to never take something online as just face value. I'm going to go do this and throw my body into somebody else's care like that. That's kind of the thing we're trying to do by putting this information out, is say you don't have to listen to somebody else. You can learn for yourself and make your own decisions, and you can change your own health. And sometimes you got to experiment and you got to figure out what things work and what don't. But I think that's what you said there is really, really good. It's like, if the ice cream sandwich is the thing that throws you into an addiction spiral, then you go, hey, that doesn't work for
Yeah.
me. That's not me.
Don't eat
That's
the
the thing.
sandwich.
Don't eat the sandwich, right?
Don't do
And
it, please, Lord,
yes, and I
please.
think I think that's really, really cool. But again, if we're gonna help people, We have to have as broad of a stroke as possible to get as many people as possible, because as I said in my live stream last week, if we have this knowledge and we don't do the thing to reach out to other people who need that knowledge, we are wasting the opportunity to save people around us. And like, I wouldn't be able to sleep at night if I realized I have things that can help people and I'm just, nah, I'm not going to do it. You know, I want to be able to help people. And I think we all in this community have the responsibility to politely and respectfully, of course, share what we know, to spread the knowledge and try to help people. I think it's so important, because all of us got here because somebody took the time to do it for us.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, we are in this world, and all of the people watching, like, we're in it to win it. But think of the people that have never heard of carnivore before looking in. They think we're insane. Yeah. Because of decades of misinformation about fruits and vegetables or everything that you need for nutrients and blah, and meat is bad. Like, you have to think of it from that perspective. So like, what is their gateway? What's their gateway drug into carnivore is what we need to figure out. How do we get them in so they can be like, oh, okay, I'm seeing some improvements. And then they can wake up from the matrix and be like, oh, snap. Okay, I can regain my health. We have to think of it that way, because still the vast majority of people out there think carnivore is crazy. They really do. So how do we show them it's actually not? It's actually not. That's what we're trying to do.
Absolutely. Yep. And that's why complete carnivore is such a great concept, right? This is why, because I mean, Jenny talked about this with me. You know, she was saying like, why would you do something like this? Well, it's like, if you have a book that you have to already be 6 months to a year into carnivore for it to matter to you,
right?
Well, that's cool for those people, but what about all the people that see this on the bookstore shelf and they go, complete carnivore, what the heck is that? They pick it up and chapter 1 already starts 6 months past where they are. They're just going to put it right back down and miss the help. Yeah. So, you know, giving people that easy entryway, that as you said, the gateway drug. I've said this before about my channel. I feel like my recipes are the gateway drug to carnivore for a lot of standard American diet people. Like, that's what I'm trying to be.
They're so good.
That's what we're trying to do, and I appreciate that. So
they're amazing.
Yeah, it's
jealous of your recipes.
Well, you're very
they're
sweet.
So
very
good,
sweet.
Chris. I've eaten them in person. They're legit amazing.
we did
have to think of it that way. You know, I want people, because people are getting more aware of carnivore. Like, I've had more people in the past year be like, oh, carnivore, I know what that is. My cousin's doing it. My brother's doing it. People are peripherally aware of it, but they still don't quite know the minutia. They don't know all of the details. So like, they'll see the book on the bookstore shelf, if we can get it to the bookstore shelf in the first place, which is what pre-orders is so important for. They'll see, oh, complete carnivore, and maybe they'll open it up to the FAQ chapter and they'll be like, I thought LDL cholesterol was causing heart disease. Actually, wow. And then they might buy it and improve their health. So it's all about like communication. You have to communicate something so many different ways before somebody hears it once. That's what we're trying to do. So yeah.
Absolutely.
And if you pre-order, you get the bonus. Remember that. That's super important. This is a free gift for you guys. 17 pages of goodness. 2 extra recipes that are not in the book for you.
Yes. And you definitely don't want to miss out on freebies. So go pre-order.
They're good
right
recipes
now. I'm sure they are. Nothing that Jenny's putting out would ever not be. She has way too much. That's right. It's all terrible.
It's all bad.
She has way too much integrity. Also, the publisher she's working with is the same publisher I'm working with to write the book. They wouldn't accept anything less than fantastic, because they're good at what they do too.
Dr. Sean Baker's, Dr. Ken Berry's, a ton of Maria Emmerich's. Like, they're a really, really, really amazing publisher. They've been great to work with.
Yes, they know what they're doing. So shout out to Victory Belt. They're awesome. So I think, this is so cool that we get to do what it is we get to do, and that we can try to, help people. And it really is a passion project. But, I've said this to people before, and this is what Jenny is so good at. And quite honestly, it's one of the things that I've taken some inspiration with how good she is at doing this for myself as well. This is, as much as we may hate the fact that this is true, this is a game we have to play. It is a game we have to play, and the community can help us play this game. And it's not because we're playing games, but we play the game of business and marketing because we are in a world where we are battling big food, big pharma, big government, all the commercials on
That
TV and
have
the
big
internet and
money.
the billboards, lots of money. Like we
Hmm.
are fighting. We are David and we are fighting Goliath, and we need to know
100%.
how to use the stone the right way to hit the temple to knock Goliath out. I mean that is what we are trying to do. And so when we are doing things like saying, "Hey, go pre-order Jenny's book," it's not like a, "Hey, I want a villa in
Yeah.
in the Hamptons, like get me,
You're
do
honestly
like
not making that much money writing books.
right." It's not in any way
I'm
about
not
that
buying a
stuff.
villa anytime soon. Let's put it that way.
Right, right. It's like if you don't get this info out, then millions of people around the world who are sick and dying are not getting the information that could save their life, right? Like my mom is a type 2 diabetic. My mother-in-law is a type 2 diabetic. Both of them are using low carb and keto to treat this, and they're getting better and better. And it's like,
That's awesome.
how many people out there have a family member who's a type 2 diabetic that it's like, if you don't get this under control, they're going to cut your foot off,
Oh, yeah.
right? Like that's a real thing for people. So like there are people who need this information,
Yes.
and you guys doing things like pre-ordering a book is the kind of stuff that takes that and it pushes it deeper into that business and marketing world where we have to play that game. So it's so reliant upon all of you to say, you know what Jenny is doing, what Chris is doing, what Dr. Barry is doing, like pick your favorite influencers, right? What they're doing matters, and I want to share it with all these people. I want to support the work they do. That's why this stuff matters, and that's why Complete Carnivore should be on your bookshelf as soon as it is released. I'm just throwing that out there. So all the links are in the description box for you guys to pre-order, and it's truthfully something you will not regret pre-ordering this. Just looking through the book and seeing the information that is here for you, you guys are going to be like, wow, this is really cool. This is a real
Thank you,
asset to
Chris.
have in my house. And yeah, I'm so proud of you, Jenny, for putting
Oh,
together
thanks.
such a great book. I am very excited to see when this releases how it just blows up and how everybody is going to be so excited to see what you have in here. So now what you guys need to do is you need to pre-order this, make sure it's on your bookshelf, and then prepare to pre-order mine when it comes out so you can set it right
Yes.
next to it so you can
I
have both
can't
of them.
wait.
So
I am so
I'm so
excited for
excited.
yours. Yeah.
I'm so excited about it. So
It's going to be so amazing.
well, I think we have a few comments here before we
Yes.
just dive out of here. But let's see if we have some comments and say hello. And if you guys have important questions for Jenny, as we've talked about all this, drop it in the chat. We'll try to get to a few of them. I want to be respectful of her
Good.
time, but
Let's do it.
let's do it. Dina says, gonna do some carnivore refried beans after today's MRI. Lumbar, severe, and extensive stuff. Dina, prayers for your MRI and the lumbar issues and all of that. And I really hope you enjoy the carnivore refried beans. That is
Those
that
are
is
so
such a
good.
that's such a fun one. That's such a fun one. I'm actually going to be making those for the cookbook so that I can photo those.
Duh. You have to make every
Yes.
single one of the recipes on your channel for the cookbook, Chris.
Oh, I know, right?
Required.
Yes, absolutely. This is David and Dawn at It's a Kid's World. They're super cool. Hoping to maybe do some work with them in the future.
Nice.
Joining your community soon as David gets a chance. I'm excited to connect to you both. Well, it's really good to
Nice.
see you guys. And they also say hi to all. Congratulations for feeling better. Love both of your channels.
Thank
Watching
you.
on my TV, but jumped on the iPad to say hi to you both. We're really glad you're
Hello.
here.
Hello.
Tammy is here, so she's one of our band members. Says, "Hey
Nice.
band, glad to see everyone. I just got done with Kelly Hogan. I'm waiting for Jenny's cookbook, pre-ordered 2 months ago."
Yes, and make sure to go to the link in the description and download your free pre-order bonus since you pre-ordered so long ago. I don't want you to miss this.
Yes, absolutely. And I will go back and I will double check and make sure all those links are good for you guys when we're done. They should all be down there. But if for some reason there's something weird, I will go fix it. So if you can't find it, give me a few minutes after this and I'll make sure it's there. So, and by the way, Tammy is a band member. If you guys would like to join the band, this QR code that I just popped on the screen, you can scan that and that will take you right to my private community, which is called The Band. We do extra live streams. We do special stuff in there, behind the scenes, all kinds of cool stuff. Because if you're doing this and you're trying to do carnivore, especially if you're new to it, but even if you've been doing it a long time, it helps to have a community behind you. It really makes a difference. Like, Jenny and I doing this kind of stuff, like we talk about YouTube, we talk about carnivore, we talk about all of this, we support each other because even for us, it's helpful to have your community and your friends behind you. And like we said, sometimes people think we're a little crazy, and you got to have people who understand
Sometimes.
you.
What?
Yeah,
Every
yeah, I
day,
know.
Chris.
Every day, people think we're nuts, and that's
We
all
are.
right. We wear it
We are a
proudly. But
little nuts. Let's be real. But
yeah, yeah.
that's what
Well,
makes us cool, right?
that's what makes us cool. That's what makes us cool. I got that tism, y'all. That just keeps me going.
Yes.
Yes. So go to that QR code up there if you guys would like to come join the band. We'd love to have you. I'll leave that on screen for you. Target Prime Rib, Thomas is here, says, hello,
Hello,
Chris and
hello.
Jenny. Glad I caught you both. Good to see you, Thomas. And David and Don say, supporting each other's goals are so important. Yes.
Yes.
And that's
This
why
is
things like communities matter.
Yes. It's not a zero-sum game.
Mm-mm.
There's enough room for everybody. So if you're thinking about creating a YouTube channel, do it. Get
Mm-hmm.
your message out as well. We will welcome you to the table. This is not, we don't butt heads. We're all friends here. We're like legit though, like legit friends.
Yes.
It's not a fake
Yes.
thing.
We had, I was telling you, Marty Crum and his wife Paula were here and having recipes that I was making for the cookbook. And he was talking about, after a live stream where I was saying the same thing, talking about share your own story because you can help people. He
Yeah.
said, I felt like I should share something. So he shared something about, some metabolic health thing, but he added his own story to it and said, and here's what this has done for me. And maybe it was like acid reflux or something. I can't remember, we were talking about this, but he said someone that he hasn't talked to in a while commented on it and said, hey, this thing you're dealing with, I am too. Can you tell me how this helped you?
Yeah.
That's how you
You
get
never
information
know
out.
how it's going to help. Exactly.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Blue Diamond Bill says, I'm going to have to go pre-order that book. Sounds amazing, Jenny.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I
Yes,
appreciate it.
absolutely. And this is a really good question. So Brian says, how do you guys deal with the stress of all of this?
That's a great question. I
Yes.
mean, I'm at some point you get used to it. In the beginning, it's hard, but then you
Mm-hmm.
kind of grow a thicker skin. I also have a lot of keyword filters in, so some comments just
Mm,
don't even make it through. I never see them.
yeah.
And then extreme time management. I schedule everything and make sure to also schedule in time for chill, a lot of
Mm-hmm.
self-care stuff. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's how I do it. How do you do it, Chris?
Yep. There are, well, especially for me, I didn't do a very good job of this for a long time. And this was pre like neurodivergent diagnosis for me. I was really dysregulated, and this kind of stuff would really get to me. And so I struggled with it. And it's one of the reasons that even though my diet didn't change, my weight went back up because I took on so much more stress
Yeah.
by going full time doing the whole YouTube thing, quitting my job, all this stuff. And so once I got the diagnosis and I started to realize, okay, brain regulation and cortisol is a major thing for me. We stepped away from a lot of things. Like we have a personal assistant that works virtually that helps me with like a lot of comments and emails and things now because it was just the volume of it was too much for Ash and I to do ourselves. The other thing is I recognize self-care in the midst of doing these things. And this is whether you're a YouTuber, whether you're
Yeah.
just doing carnivore
This is
and
for
struggling with
everyone.
that with your family. This is for everyone.
Yeah.
Self-care is a non-negotiable, right? And it doesn't mean that you're like, oh, I got to have 6 hours every night to sit and watch TV. That's not what I'm talking
No,
about,
that
right?
doesn't exist.
That doesn't exist. But what does exist is, hey, I need 30 minutes to go sit in a quiet room where the lighting is dim and I need to just clear my head. Or I need to go do this thing that is fun that takes me away from work for 15, 30 minutes, like something. Like, and you have to figure out what these things are in your own life. But self-care is a non-negotiable. And, it's so easy because society pushes us to think this way. I'm too busy to have the time to do da 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 da. Which is great, except when you drop over when you're 45 years old from the stress that finally just makes your heart explode in your chest. It doesn't do you any good to have done all of those things. And
Right.
so it's hard. We all struggle with this because we're all busy. But whatever you can do to carve out 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour if you can, do the things that are not only good for your body but are also good for your heart, your soul, your mind, all of these things that are self-care that help you keep going and help you let go of all of the stress and the cortisol. And it's, Dr. Barry actually talks about this regularly. He's like, you got to figure out the things in your life that are causing your cortisol to go up.
Yes.
You have to deal with them. Like, I know that's not an easy thing to do sometimes, but you don't have an option because it will ruin you if you just give in to that cortisol for the rest of your life.
Yeah, it can kill you. Stress is a killer. It literally can. You have to figure it out.
Yeah, I didn't get to be 400 pounds by accident. Like, I mean, it was a lot of bad choices and lifestyle stuff, but it was also stress and cortisol and a bunch of other things. So yeah, it's a great question, Brian. But I think it's you have to. It's different. What the thing is you do is different for everyone.
Yeah.
But you have to find those things that make you feel refreshed and feel like you can go on another day and have a good positive outlook. And you need to fill your life with some positive joy and great things. So,
mindset's a big part of it.
It really, really is. That's why I started my new channel, That Chris, which will be dropping content soon. It's totally not keto carnivore food specific. That stuff is kind of there, but it's really more of like, I'm neurodivergent and how do I go live my life joyfully and do things that fulfill me in life and just bringing people along for the ride, because that channel is going to be one of the ways where I share what I do. It's helped me not be so stressed. So awesome. Really, really cool. Love that question.
Get subscribed over there if you're not.
Yeah, absolutely. Kels is here, says, just ordered your book, Jenny. Can't wait to get it.
Thank you so much.
Awesome. And Brian says there's 3 cookbooks I look forward to: Anita's, Jenny's, and Chris's future cookbook.
Oh, I'm looking forward to Anita's and Chris's too, man. I can't wait.
I am so excited about Anita's. I'm excited about mine too, but I have to do all the work to make mine happen.
Yeah,
so I'm really excited about Anita's right now.
When you're in the swamp, you're like, can't survive. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. And Shauna is saying, hey, all, don't forget your thumbs up. Please, please hit that thumbs up for Jenny and let everybody know on YouTube that this is a great thing. Blue Diamond Bill has a great question. I can't handle cow's milk. Can the ice cream be made with goat milk successfully?
Yeah, I think so. I love goat milk. Give it a try and let us know.
Yeah, absolutely. I would think that as long as the fat ratio, Bill, is the same, the difference in proteins, usually with an ice cream technique like freezing like that, the proteins that are different about goat's milk I wouldn't think affect the outcome of that recipe. So
yeah,
just not my recipe, but just my own food science brain there saying probably should.
We love your food science brain. Thank you.
It's an interesting thing some days. Jay Ennis is here, says, near 4 months on carnivore, seems like slow weight loss of 15 pounds. Seems hopeful that the longer I'm on this journey, the better I will be able to tolerate milk products again, hopefully. Any thoughts on 4 months and 15 pounds there?
That's amazing. I lost 15 pounds in 15 and a half pounds my first 3 months. That's a really good weight loss. You don't want the weight loss to be drastic and fast because you won't be able to maintain it. That's really good. As far as the milk products, perhaps, you maybe try raw dairy. I have Hashimoto's and I can't do conventional dairy, but I can do raw. I did an experiment, N of 1 experiment, and I can. So that might be a thing, but also you might have a leaky gut issue. And if you can get that resolved, you might be able to tolerate conventional again.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I will also say, I'm going to quote Dr. Barry here. Seems like slow weight loss of 15 pounds. And he goes, okay, do you know the standard process for everyone who is like 30 and older is that every year you're gaining weight, you're just gaining weight the rest of your life until eventually you're old and you pass.
Right.
So the fact that in 4 months you've lost 15 pounds puts you in this elite group of people where it's like, I'm an adult and I'm losing weight. That's something to be celebrated.
Yeah.
It's like, it's not a race, so we take our time. So don't be down on yourself for losing 15 pounds in 4 months. Celebrate losing 15 pounds in 4 months. So
100%.
That's awesome. Rock on, Jay Ennis. Thomas says, I usually go to my sister's for Thanksgiving, like everything she has that is animal-based, and stay away from all the others. Right. Great technique. And hey, if you're interested, I know a couple of people that have a bunch of recipes that are all like animal-based things. One of them's named Jenny Mitich. She's awesome. And if if you just, for whatever reason, just need a little bit something beyond her, there's also this guy named Chris Cook in Nashville, and
Oh yeah, he's
they
cool.
both
I've
have
seen his videos.
recipes. Yeah, he's an interesting guy.
Oh yeah.
So they both have recipes. Make a recipe that is animal based and
There
take
you
it
go.
with you
Take it with
and
you.
share
Don't
it.
tell
Have
people it's
some.
animal based, and just have people try it and see what they say. See if they can
That's
tell.
it. That's it. That's the deal. Janice says, I've been dealing with autoimmune conditions and inflammation. I've been avoiding milk products which appear to cause me issues. That makes a lot of sense.
A lot of sense. Yep.
Yep.
Same.
Yep. Some people just have that, that response to that, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So
I
it's,
get joint pain and my eye gets puffy, and I just have general malaise if I do conventional dairy. It wasn't always that way. It
absolutely.
only started after the Hashimoto's started. So
Yeah. Yeah. I personally I can eat things like processed dairy, like cheese
okay.
or that kind of stuff. Now it will affect my weight loss and sometimes I can gain weight, so I got to be careful with that. But inflammatory wise, I don't necessarily have a lot of issues with dairy, but if I have like liquid dairy, like milk, if I had milk of any kind, my gut issues return. Like major problems. So, everyone's a little different.
Yeah.
So, Pete is here. I haven't seen Pete in a while. Hello, Pete. How are
Hello,
you,
Pete.
my friend? She is awesome. She actually came and watched Ash and I play a show in Knoxville. I got to meet her in person, so she is awesome. Says hello from Greenville. Hugo is here. Says nothing wrong with marketing something that's quality or will help people. That's right. That's right.
Thanks, Hugo.
I would love to see more of that happen, right?
Yeah.
It's Kids World. I'm back going to pre-order.
Thank you
Excellent.
so much.
And Lori says, I pre-ordered and I can't wait. Chris has one too. Not quite
He's working
yet.
on it.
I'm
He's
working on
cooking
it.
and writing as we speak.
That's right.
He's in the thick of
I'm
it.
working on it. So
Just like I was last year at this time. Man, November was my recipe testing month. Goran and I gained so much weight because we did not have people over to eat the food.
Right. Well, and that's the thing. I mean, 80 recipes is a lot, and you have to cook all of them and make sure they work.
The photos and
take the
them
photos and everything. Like, I mean, it's a real thing. So I'm doing 130 recipes
because you're
so
a savage.
Something like that. Yes.
I'm very
it's so
excited
funny.
for them.
It's gonna be really, really good.
Yeah.
TJ in Georgia is here. Says yay for books.
Agreed. I love books.
Yes, and Blue Diamond Bill has pre-ordered Complete Carnivore on Amazon.
Thank you so
Excellent.
much. Be sure to take your order receipt and download the free pre-order PDF. Its link is in the description for that.
Yep,
Thank you so
absolutely.
much. I really appreciate it.
Yep, absolutely. And love that. Time management is extremely important to me. Must have routine. Absolutely.
Yes. I'm a weirdo and I still use paper. So this is my planner that's all torn up from the year. Yep. Everything.
And that's the way Ash is too. She's all into the paper. You two are like two peas in a pod. You really are.
I love her.
I love it. Amy is saying she loves seeing creators support other creators. Absolutely. We're all in this together, guys. We're just here to try to help as many people as we can. And David and Dawn want to know, how can we all connect with each other's channel? So Jenny's channel is in the description box. I have linked that. So you can go and subscribe to her channel. And if you don't, what are you doing? Like, you got to go subscribe to Jenny Mitich. So her link is in the description box. Of course, you can subscribe to me because you're watching this video and you're here. And yeah, comment, let us know you're around. We'd love to chat with you guys.
Yeah.
So
definitely.
Carnivore Helix is popping in. Hello, Chris and Jenny. Good to see you. So, well, excellent. Guys, I'm going to be respectful of Jenny's time. I don't want to take up her entire day, but make sure
you don't want to hang out all day, Chris? What?
Well, I do, but here's the deal. I have a wife that is expecting me to film 2 recipe videos today.
Today?
Because today. Yes, we're filming. So our Mondays are our filming day.
Yeah,
I'm doing 2 different videos today. So it's
I know. I got to film a recipe video today too.
Yeah, it's going to be a day, and if my wife is sitting downstairs waiting on me because I'm taking up your whole day, she's going to be like, "Will you stop wasting Jenny's time and get down here and film?"
I can hear her voice saying that.
so I don't upset my lovely bride, who is also my cameraman today. But guys, thank you so much for watching and for hanging out with us. Please, if you have not done so, go to the link in the description box. There's multiple of them down there where you can pre-order Complete Carnivore. It is going to be a great asset in your library, and I think that this is going to make a big wave in the community. I think a bunch of people will be talking about this as soon as it's live. I mean, they're already talking about it, so it's just up from here. So I just appreciate all you guys, and more than anything, I appreciate Jenny, because the work she does is so important for the community, and the friendship that she shows Ash and I, as she and Goran have given us, that is also something that can't be overstated, the importance of, because it truthfully, it can be kind of a weird and sometimes lonely thing to be a carnivore content creator when you are, doing this, and meeting people who are there and have your back and appreciate you and support the work that you do really means a lot. And Jenny and Goran are honestly just family at this point, and we just love them. So
I love you guys too.
I really.
Goran says hi, by the way, to both.
Oh, excellent. Well, tell him we say hello. So, Jenny, I appreciate you coming on. Is there anything you would like to leave everybody with before we tell them goodbye today?
I think, this is Monday motivation. So just, today is a fresh new day. Make it great. And if you pick up a copy of my book, thank you so much. And I appreciate you.
Excellent. Well, guys, make sure you go get Jenny's book. Make sure you subscribe to both of the channels. Don't forget the QR code that is up there if you're looking to have a community to support you. We have The Band. It is awesome. It is fantastic to be able to just support each other in this world of trying to do this and change our lives. And we appreciate all of you guys being here. Thank you so much to Jenny for joining us today.
Thank you for having me,
Chris.
This
has been
awesome.
Such a blast. I love hanging out with Jenny. So you guys go order Complete Carnivore right now, and when it drops, you're not going to be disappointed. So thank you guys so much for watching.
Thank you.
This is Chris Cook in Nashville, the incredible Jenny Mitich. You guys remember to eat your meat, love your life, and order Complete Carnivore. And we will see you guys online here on YouTube on both of our channels for more recipes, more N=1 experiments, all kinds of metabolic health videos. You guys have a wonderful rest of your day, a great week, and stay motivated. And we'll see you guys soon.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye, y'all.